So we are on our way to Rev Ink Merch, which is a screen printing shop run by Brian Fawcett. And Brian is a longtime screen printer, also a musician and kind of a curator and collector. Brian has put his shop together with great attention to detail. It was instantly apparent that he likes a shop that's not only cool to look at, but functional as well. We're on our way there now. Check it out. I brought Brian a coffee here. Keep him going. Looks like he's already working before it gets too hot today. What's up? My shop we built here about 3 years ago. I got tired of leasing spots, and so we built on my house on the side of it. As you can tell, it's a little cave-like and small, but we added an Anatol bolt this year after ordering it last year. It took a little while to get here, but our production needs were like way more. So basically got auto here, the dryer, the Renard dryer. This is kind of a stationing area where I pack out. I do the S run, I guess is the best way to say. You go and you get it out. Try to figure, with the tight space, you're always trying to figure out how to move efficiently. Like, you know, I don't really, it's only me, so I'm not like bumping butts with anyone. But this is like all my shipping area for like records that I do with my record label. And then over here is like some storage shit from all the bands I've been in, so if I get a merch order, it all goes here and goes out. And then over here, we got the folding tables, which is in station area. So usually I station at a job to kind of go in and out at the same time and kind of stay ahead of the game. And then my little tiny ink area, and where I clean screens and the other things. You can see I don't have my light table and my reclamation booth. That's in the garage. I have another spot where I have my manual press where I do keep all that stuff, but this is about 90% of the time I spend in here. It's more fun than the garage. They have the garage like a cave. It's dark and eerie. But this is pretty much my tools that I really don't know how to use, and my friends make fun of me for not knowing how to use them very well. And this is my relaxation lunch area. So you've essentially created a higher volume garage shop here, right? Like, how many shirts could you print in a day, you think? If I wanted to. You have to want to, I guess, right?
Well, it gets hot in the summertime. You're like, damn, it's, you know, noon and I'm ready to be off. But usually I start early. If everything's going good and everything's prepped and done, I could probably do about 1,000 a day folded and, you know,
wow,
just get it done. But usually it's probably around 500. That's the normal. That's probably I'm doing 500 to 600 a day with all the artwork and return calls and emails and, you know, artwork and cleaning screens, you know. So since it's all me, there's only one person to blame. So get it done.
Yeah.
My boss.
If you were to hire someone, Tamara, who say was just a really good employee, what would you have them help you with first?
Well, I think the biggest thing is learning like how messy ink is and learning how to clean and keep it efficient, you know, like learning how to scrape. It's not as dumb as it sounds. Like if it travels, it makes your life way harder, you know. So keeping a somewhat clean shop, and I wish I was cleaner, I wish I had more time to be more clean, but I mean, it's what it is. You get what you get here. But that, and then also just attention to detail. I think something like that you would pay attention to sizes, as dumb as it is, that you're looking at the counts and you're looking at, you know, product numbers, learning like the different garment styles and looking for, you know, mistakes, you know, like it gets monotonous printing and you get bored sometimes. I mean, that's why I always listen to music, is that my mind is always going, I got different things going, but because it's so chaotic that it's nice if I was going to hire someone that they would remind you, like, hey, did you get this done? I need a reminder, like, hey, would this help you, to get this, where I don't want someone to sit there and not ask questions. I want someone to challenge me.
Originally, how did you find screen printing, or how did you get into it?
A buddy of mine managed this band 7 Seconds, and he was going on tour. It was about 20, and he was like, hey, you want a job screen printing? Leaving for tour, and I was like, you won't have to work weekends. I'm like, I'm in. And that was in 1995. I've been doing it every day since then. Different shops, and then I started my own in 2000s. So about 5 years working for other people, dealing with all that craziness.
So I'm imagining that when you started out, you had some intersecting kind of interests of your own, right? That aligned with screen printing, with those being like music and.
Yeah, for playing with bands and stuff, I would always, I always liked art. As a kid, when I got into punk at like 10, there was these shirts that were out, Bad Otis or Human Fly from the Vandals. They made these custom screen printed shirts that you could once in a while find around here. But I was just always wanted to print shirts. Like, I love the art. I love, I never get to design myself so much anymore because everyone else keeps me pretty busy. But that attention of being able to create on a different sort of substrate has always really kind of interested me, and it still does. It's just now I just do it for a lot of other people. But that gravitated to me, learning how to print on paper for records that I put out when I first was 18. I was like, how do you print? So everything was kind of like, how do you do this on your own? Because I just didn't know. There was no magazines besides the punk magazines, or like they were doing them themselves too, and that was kind of like how you would find out how to do it. You would just, no one was telling you how to do it. There wasn't YouTube, or I guess I hate that whole like, in my day there wasn't the internet, but I mean you have to search things out. Even with the internet, you have to search, and if you get lucky, you find someone who will mentor you into learning how to do things and better your life. And luckily, someone I knew was super awesome, was a musician, and kind of showed me how to the ropes, how to do all this stuff. So.
How long have you been like kind of home-based total?
On and off since 2000. I've had a couple shops in between that time, and then when the recession hit 2008, I was like, all right, I'm going back home again. I'm just going to keep it there. And then production picked up again. I'm like, oh, I got to get another shop. And I bought an automatic, and then didn't really like that brand of automatic. Sold it was like an Anchor, so I got rid of that. And then went back to just manual printing and slimming down, but had a shop. And then I just got tired of leasing in this area. The rents were really high. They went low. They were high, and they went low, and all these different scenarios, and I just got tired of being dependent on other people. Right? I'm just going to build on my house.
And so you built this specifically for the screen print shop.
Yeah. And then that took a little while, to get it all the permits and all that stuff. And I've always been a licensed shop here at the house, but getting the right permits, and I couldn't go as big as I wanted to without getting a variant. So this is legally as big as I could go.
How many square feet is this?
It's almost 600.
600, yeah. Cool.
So,
what were some of the challenges like in getting everything set up and operational?
People's schedules, dealing with the county, coming out, and and luckily it wasn't that busy at the time before we hit COVID. The whole construction and electrical stuff went through the roof. People were ready to throw money at that stuff, where here was kind of dead, but we were still dealing with the county going, okay, this phase has to go right. We got to start with concrete, all the different, skidding of the land so it's flat. And then the building, the actual construction of their timing. So it wasn't too bad, but it took about 6 months, and then, what do you want to do? Do you want to drywall? Do you want to put electrical in the wall? And like, I don't ever want electrical in the wall. I want to be able to take it out if I want to.
To move it around, or
if you need to move it around. If you're familiar with any sort of electrical shops, sometimes you get sick of it being in that area for years. If you're like me, you get bored. Like, I want to go here now, or like having the flexibility is nice.
So would you say this has been a good move for you overall?
Oh yeah, best move I ever made. I mean, it's a little challenging when you get bigger orders. So we built a barn shed behind this to store extra boxes that certain customers needed during the pandemic. We were dealing with shortages, so I had a few customers buying stuff in advance so they could actually have stock. And so, if I was to have 100 boxes in the shop, you wouldn't even be able to move it here. So to keep it protected, it was kind of a no-brainer to build a little shed for all that. Just to kind of keep things moving. No one likes to work cramped. It's already cramped in here, so this is about as uncramped as a big shop as you can get.
So what advice would you have for anyone kind of looking to get into screen printing at home or in their garage?
Friends don't let friends screen print. That's
don't do it.
Don't do it. You're gonna hate it. No, I think it's just knowing your limitations as a human being. Like, if you want to be busy in life working, that's what you're gonna do. If you want to travel, it's gonna cost you something. You're gonna have to get your jobs done. Like with touring, for me, I had to be here. I couldn't tour with my bands as much so you have to make the decision is this, what kind of lifestyle you want to live. It's like, do you want to be custom ink and totally rip? I was going to diss them. I'm going to slander custom ink. If you want to be highly expensive and not help your friends out, charge a lot. If you want to help your friends out and help a community, be fair, help, invest into your community as far as other bands buy merch so they can sell merch, so they can do things. And that's kind of why I wanted to do it in the first place.
I knew it would be cool coming to your shop, but it was cool in ways I wouldn't even have imagined. So thank you for opening your doors to us. Thank you for answering all our questions and telling us about your shop. Thank you for showing us around. It was a true pleasure.
Thank you guys. Thank you for all you do. I mean, NorCal, they do this probably so much help for me, and they're always there for me when I need it. And not just saying that because Steve lives up the street, but it does help. No, but they have a great company, and I've used a lot of companies throughout the years, and stay loyal to them because they're just the best. So
we appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. If you have any questions about the video or the equipment or any questions for Brian, please let us know. Also, Brian, where can people reach you or find you on the internet or on social media?
You can reach me at all the internet locations, but revinkmerch.com is the main website. You can reach me best there. So there's a blog, store, different updates and stuff, and if I get around to it. But usually there's some new stuff on there, so you can check it out there.
Awesome. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
all right.
it.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Goodbye.